So this is Saturday the 22nd of November 2025, about 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm just back from the QEUH hospital where I was there from Thursday, so I was there Thursday night, Friday night, got released discharged at midday today. We last spoke like this on the 1st of November, 3 weeks ago. At that point, I'd just finished my lutetium treatment. It lasted from March. I just had the last of my 6 doses of that radioactive isotope, Pluvicto as it's known in the States. I was feeling great 3 weeks ago. On the Monday, November the 3rd, I had a bone scan at the nuclear medicine department at Gart Naval. Again, I felt fine. But after that, later that day, the 3rd of November, and for the next week or so, I had nausea. More than I'd had previously. I mean, I had very low in the mix nausea, but this was high hat, this was up there, a bit more sick. I found it hard to spit. I was slower swallowing and chewing, but nothing that was out of the ordinary, just associated that with dehydration, with the dryness, because this treatment I was promised would attack my salivary glands, and in actual fact I've been very, very lucky. Apart from a little bit of dry mouth, I felt great, but after this last treatment I was drier, had a bit of dry retching, found it harder to spit, so it was obviously a bit more increased. Then after about a week of a little bit of this nausea and neuropathy, I started to get another, what I thought was a side effect, which was pains in my head. But because around 2019 I'd had what was diagnosed as occipital neuralgia, I thought, right, I'll take painkillers for this, and that's what I'll do. Then I googled and found out, of course, ibuprofen and paracetamol aren't so effective, and I would probably have to get the amitriptyline that I had 2019. But that Friday the 4th, that was from about the 12th of November on that the headaches became bad. I did phone the Beatson on Wednesday the 12th and spoke to a great cancer nurse there. He was very helpful, but at that time my pain was 2 or 3 from on a scale of 1 to 10. Was not too bad. My pain wasn't too bad, and I didn't have the slurred speech yet. So he just noted that. I knew I was seeing my oncologist at the Beatson on Monday the 17th, so I thought, we'll sit on this, see how it goes. Shooting pains in my head, a bit like a hot needle put in my ear and twisted round. But I wasn't too, I mean, I didn't sleep too good, but I was okay with that, because I thought, this is what it is and I'll get the meds, so it's easier than my GP. So I saw my oncologist on Monday. Just a precaution, he requested an MRI, which seemed to be scheduled for about the 5th of December, and they gave me a prescription for amitriptyline. I took the amitriptyline, I got it on the Tuesday, only to find out I wanted to take it till that night, which was a disappointment, because I had a Alistair Gray event at the university with Rod's Glass on the Tuesday evening. And I went ahead and did that event. Now I said to people in the audience that I had a problem, because as of the Friday the 14th, my tongue was strained to one side in my mouth, sort of speaking a bit like a bad ventriloquist like that, but it would last 20 seconds, and sometimes it was 4 times an hour, sometimes it happened twice in a day. But that was a concern for the oncologist. But as I say, it got to Wednesday and I wasn't sleeping well. Even with the amitriptyline, the pain seemed to be coming through, and of course I was concerned about the pain being me, and about the lack of pain relief. But when I came down on Thursday morning to talk to Deanie out of the corner of my mouth, she was quite concerned and said, I want you to phone the hospital, or she would. So I phoned the Beatson, they took a note of it, right-sided pain in the head, speech slurred, and they told me to pack a bag and get ready for the QEUH to go to the hospital as soon as I could, and I did that, and I got taken quite quickly. I got lots of tests and so on, and physically I'm still very strong, so I passed a lot. I mean, I was fine with a lot of these things, but they took me in and they got a CT scan done on the Thursday afternoon. Now the CT scan gives you some detail but not enough, so and then the doctor came later and said to me, from the CT scan it looked there was a little bit of net which I thought was a lovely turn of phrase, and I'm really interested in how different doctors talk, and different nurses too, but different doctors describe things, whether they give you the medical, whether they give you something jargon, colloquial, whatever. But a little bit of met at the back of behind my right ear suggested metastasis, that the cancer had spread further. It had maybe been kicked by the lutetium out of the rest of the house and had crept up into the attic of the tree house. So that's my impression. I was told then on Thursday evening that I would get the MRI the next morning. I got the MRI, in fact, at 3 o'clock on Friday, or 2:30 on Friday. And they couldn't give me the results because of the way the report had to be done. So this morning I got the result, Saturday morning, 22nd November, the result of my MRI, or a sense of the result of it, which is there has been some metastasis. It's in soft tissue, it's in my hypoglossal nerve. That would explain the situation with my tongue, with my speech. And now I'm seeing my oncologist, my regular oncologist, because the one I saw last Monday was the person who oversaw that particular last treatment. But my long-term oncologist I see on Tuesday. Don't have time for that yet, but I'll see him and he'll come up with whatever the plan is. I'm on steroids, dexamethasone, to kind of stabilise and brace things a little bit. I'm on amitriptyline still at night, and I'm on cocodamol short term. I mean, the good news is that since I got the good stuff on Thursday, or maybe it's amitriptyline kicking in, I've actually been pain-free. So imagine this, I'm pain-free, I'm sleeping, my appetite's great, I'm feeling well. I missed my number 16 from the hospital today, so I actually got off at Park. I got an 8, the other 16 suddenly turned into an 8. I got the 8 to Partick, then I walked home, which was a 40-minute walk, 7,500 steps I've done today. And as I say, I feel fantastic. I feel, this is my cliche, they laugh at the Maggies at me, but that's what I say I feel fantastic. And I do, obviously this is a turn, it's like last year, the news I got at this time of year was that the chemo didn't seem to be likely to buy me the time I'd hoped for. This drug can buy you, this treatment that I've just had, it's not a drug, can buy you a year or 3 years or hopefully more. My underlying health is very good and very robust. But this is a bit of a watch and wait thing too, because I'll find out the full story on Tuesday. I mean, I feel great. I'm going to watch the football tonight. I'm going to go my walk with my family tomorrow. Business as usual, as one of my sisters used to say, and that's where we are now. So that's the update. It's amazing to think it was only 3 weeks since I was sitting here glowing, really, and I'm still, every time my doctor comes to see me, they say, "You look so well." I think they expect me to find me in a crumpled heap in a corner, but no, I feel good. I'm ready to enjoy the rest of the day doing whatever it is that Deanie and I will decide to do. So